Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening everybody, and welcome along once again to Apex Online Racing. Welcome back to some Dirt Rally 2.0, and we would like to welcome you to the very first Rallycross event of Season 2. This is a pre-season event on the PC where all the drivers will use tonight to get used to their machinery and the layout and format of Rallycross itself. My name is Jess and I will be your commentator for this evening's proceedings. Now, Jack won't be joining me for the whole broadcast, but he will pop in here and there, and he will be my co-commentator for the rest of the season, which is very, very exciting. We've got a wide variety of drivers taking part this season. A lot of these guys has competed in a Dirt World Series recently. Some even made it past the quarterfinals and even the semis, and some people even got a chance to take part in the grand finals at Autosport this year, which myself and Jack managed to watch the whole thing live, both the Rallycross and Rally, and believe me, it was an amazing spectacle. So be prepared to see some amazing action tonight. Towards the end of the stream, I'll be going through the calendar for this season, where all rally tracks on the Dirt Rally game will be visited. So that'll be brilliant. And by the end of the season, we will know who is the Season 2 Rallycross champion for AOR. Before I explain to you how tonight's pre-season event is going to work, here is a quick reminder of what can you expect this season in Rallycross.
Green light and we're away. Great start from Nyan on the outside. Great start from Ferg as well in the Renault. She leads as they come towards turn 1. Gets it on the brakes. Jonathan Sheffer, a dive bomb up the inside, manages to keep it together though. Fergus still ahead. Jonathan's up the inside as they run through. Fergus leads from Jonathan Sheffer. Nyan behind and Pablo behind. Decent start from Fergus. Just going to move along. Is Juna going to be ahead of him? Oh, it's almost, but Mickey comes out ahead of Juna. That was uber tight. And Mickey is all over the back of Izza as they run at the top of the hill, trying to get up underneath them. The two champions banging doors as they run through there. But Izza's going to hold on. As far as he gets in the wall a little bit, it's going to be very, very close. Izza is going to win the semi-final. Mickey goes through. Serene Logic is opening that gap. Serene Logic looking really, really good out there. Jared massively sideways through the last chicane. How has he held on to that Subaru? Unbelievable. Holds the inside line. Yuna's now on. And it's going to be super close up front between Yuna and the leader. And here comes Jared up the inside and through turn 1. Is he going to get done on the inside? The Subaru takes up the inside and he takes one over on the Dirt World Champion into second place, into the semi-finals. Brilliant move from the Australian. Crucial move to get that Subaru into the final. He's not far behind. You might stick it up the inside here if he can get the run. He goes wide. Can he get the run out? Not quite. Coming to the last corner then. It's been a long time since we said this, but coming through the final corner, Yuna Pankinen wins in AOR. Jared is second, and Serene Logic rounds out the podium in third place. We have a Subaru on the podium. Veloci as it pitches the car into donuts at the last corner.
Seeing that, believe me, is already making me really excited for the season ahead. So I'm looking forward to seeing how tonight is going to go. So here is how tonight is going to work. Everybody who is signed up for this season is required to take part in this event. There's quite a few drivers that have told the coordinators they can't make it tonight, but they'll still be allowed to take part in the season opener on the 28th of March, but everyone else is expected to show up. They will each have 4 races to undertake in 4 different tracks and 4 different weather conditions, each testing all the drivers to the very limit, and the drivers having very little notice as to what the tracks and conditions are going to be. So that means they need to be on their game tonight and be very wary on what's going on. No overall standings for tonight's event. It's just for all of us to see how the drivers handle the pressure and for everybody to see who to watch out for this season. Take it as a test race where the drivers can test out whatever they want, see what works, and see like the setups and stuff like that ready for the season ahead. Please note that the car the driver chooses for tonight's pre-season event is the car they will have to run for the rest of season 2, except if they have a team, of course. The first lot of races tonight, which start in about a few minutes time, is going to be in the Hell track in Norway, and the conditions for that are sunset, cloudy and dry service. The second lot of races will be at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain, same conditions as the first event. Third race is going to be in Loyac in France, with this time bringing heavy rain into the mix. And the final lot of races is going to be Baikonurme in Latvia, and it's going to be sunset, cloudy and dry service. I probably butchered that name, but there we go. I have been practicing that name, and 9 times out of 10 I'm probably always going to get that wrong, so yeah, silly me. So I'm just going to check if I've got an invite to the session, which hopefully I have. Yes, I do. That is great news. So we can get the session set, the first lot of races underway. So that is good news. Right, so we're going to also see who we are expecting to cover a lot of drivers tonight. So I think pretty much all the drivers will get coverage tonight, I believe. Not entirely sure. I completely forgot how you press spectate. That is not the best way to start a stream. There we go. I'm all sorted now. There we go. Yeah, I butchered that name. Never mind. Sorry, Sig. Sorry, Sig. You see, for those of you that know me, who watch my streams either in AOR or in other leagues, know that I pronounce names wrong. That's the thing. And the other names I got right, it's just the different, you know. So I do believe we are expecting in the first race 5 drivers in this lobby. We've got 3 at the moment. So I will introduce the first lot. And we will, after the first race, we will have Jack in the commentary box giving his thoughts. He's on 4G. He said to me, so if his internet drops out, you'll know why, but he is dedicated and he's still willing to join me. So after the first race I will invite him in, and yeah, that'll be good news. So it won't be just me, but obviously I'll be doing most of it whilst, you know, because I don't know how I do my Dirt Rally game on 4G. It'll just run out like after 30 minutes because my 4G has 4 gig of data. Anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic here. So, we've got Penguino racing in this lobby. We've also got Jogan, who played a really big part in the public event last year, who also took part in the Dirt World Series. And also we got Mr. TP as well in this lobby. And then we'll expect 2 more drivers coming up for you pretty soon. Nice to see quite a few of you in the chat as well. Hope you're all doing good. We have got Wesley in the chat. We got the Troller. Oh, what a name. In the chat. Nice to see you all. And yes. So we should be starting now. I think we're waiting for the last 2 drivers to make their way to the lobby. And I think we should be expecting Primero and Spiky. I think. That's who we're waiting for anyway. So that's why we're waiting for those 2. Some people say, is Jardio running? No, he is not in Dirt Rally. He's competing in ATC, but that is not streamed. So he's not competing in Dirt Rally. Oh, Jack, lucky you. Don't show off, mate. Don't show off. 30 gig of data. Oh my god. You must be rich or something. Joking. Only joking, mate. So yeah, because 4 gig. Well, to be honest, even 10 gig of data for me costs quite a lot. Even though I have like an Android phone, so you know. So I'm going to tell you actually, whilst we're waiting for the lobby to start, I'm just going to tell you some facts about the track. Now, this is a very tough joker, but obviously a very close joker as well, and it takes good precise timing for the guys to actually make their way through. So they go through the start-finish straight, and then they'll have a choice of whether they want to do the joker or go straight on. Obviously, they'll have to take the joker anyway in the race. They can't not take the joker, because if they don't take the joker, they will be disqualified. So the decision on whether the drivers will be taking it at the first lap or towards the end, we'll have to wait and see. And then there's a little really twisty bit coming up, and then you go up the hill, which has a lot of gravelly bits as well, very tricky to get right as well, and then go to the start finish straight, and that's it. I can't remember what lap times drivers have been setting around the track, but they usually are quite fast. Now, basically, I'm not good at this track. I have a lot of fun driving around this circuit, but I'm never good at it. So, luckily, I'm not racing, and I'm in the commentary box, because you know I used to race in this dirt rally, dirt. For, I think it was season 2 and 3. I think I was racing. I did absolutely horribly, but it was a lot of fun. And for those of you that wondering why there are no PS4 or Xbox One Rallycross, unfortunately we didn't get enough interest to set up a PS4 and Xbox One league. Sadly, we almost got enough for Xbox, but unfortunately not quite enough. But PS4 we only got 2. So unfortunately, I think we have to have at least 20 drivers from each platform to sign up. We all did our best to try and do that. But hey, we got another driver. That's good. That's good. We got Ludwig in the lobby as well. So I think we should be expecting one more driver to come in. So that is good. We will be having 2 races around this track. So one lobby full of 1 drivers, one for the others. And we also got Pedro in here as well. Oh, Pedro is quite quick. Pedro was in the Dirt World Series as well. He definitely did show his mettle, and he's familiar face to Rallycross and Rally as well. So that is good news. So we're just waiting for drivers to choose their cars. A lot of people going for the Peugeots actually. We got one going for the Mini, which is Penguino. Loving it. Yes, we got 4 Peugeots, 1 Mini. Now, obviously, these are the 2019 cars. So, this is the first time we will see the 2019 cars in the flesh. And here we go. We are about to start. Hopefully, you can all see the screen okay. Fingers crossed, and hopefully, you can all still hear me as well. So, as you can see, sunset, and dry as well. You can see very dark clouds as well coming up as well, and it's going to be really hard visibility wise, and you can just see a quick glance of the track, especially that downhill section where it has a lot of gravel. So we are going to get started and underway. So 2 of the drivers already. Oh my god, they're very, very keen tonight. There we go. Everyone else is getting ready. Don't forget, they haven't had enough time to get us out together, but quite a lot of these guys did race in season 1 of Dirt Rally Rallycross, so some of these guys have got a setup for hell already. But for the new drivers, they may find it a bit more difficult. There are some new drivers tonight actually, so it'll be interesting to see how they do around here. I'm loving the sunset on this track. I'm glad Nigel is chosen. I think it's sunset for pretty much the whole night, which kind of fits in because obviously it is sunset here in the UK, so that's good news. So we're just waiting for TP then to ready up. Now I do believe Jogan, TP and Rene are teaming up as a team, so that's why they're all in the Peugeot. So very intriguing. We have 2 Danish people, 1 Swedish, 1 from I'm not good at, yeah, 1 from Portugal, and I forgot is he I don't know. I'm not going to try and attempt it. People are going to have a go at me, especially Sig. Sorry, Sig. So, yeah. Who's ready for the first race of the decade for Dirt Rally, actually? I was tempted not to say that, but I am going to say it. So, there we go. There we go. We're about to get underway. Everybody's on the grandstands. We've got all the drivers ready to go. So we've got all 5 cars going in. And interestingly enough, we've got 2 of the Peugeots on the left-hand side. And we are currently following Jogan, who's got a Dirt World Series livery there. So we've got the ready to race lights are about to come on. The engines are revving. And it is lights out and away we go. And looks like Pellegrino's got a very good start into turn number 1. And looks like Jogan is trying to catch up as well. Quite a few people taking the Joker the first time about. So that is interesting to see. We've got Ludwig and Pedro and TP deciding not to take the Joker at the moment. So you can see Jogan and Pellegrino really fighting up front for the net lead. So far it's going to be very, very close as they go up the hill towards the start finish straight then. We've also got Ludwig and Pedro fighting very close for the lead as well. So we're going to see how this can go. Who will take the Joker? We're going side by side into turn 1. It's going to be very tight. I think one person taking the Joker, one person not. I do believe Pedro's not taking the Joker. And I think Jogan and Pellegrino do go ahead of Ludwig. It'll be interesting to see how Pedro approaches this and seeing if he can go ahead out everyone. He's got to really pull clear the rest of the field in order to make sure he can get ahead, but we have seen him do well in this track before. So let's see if he can take the Joker now. He has 3 more attempts to do it. Is he going to take the Joker now? Yes, no, he's not. Okay, he's not taking the Joker. So let's follow our next driver, Jogan. He is really starting to catch up to Pedro. 1.2 seconds. I'm almost certain that Jogan is going to take the lead of this race so far. We've got Pellegrino and Ludwig fighting up for the battle for 3rd place at the moment. The top 2 really starting to fall away from the others at the moment. As a bit of look at how committed these guys are to the track then. Up with the jump they go. And looks like Pedro is going to use the last available opportunity to take the Joker. Jogan is almost certainly going to take the lead here after Pedro takes his Joker. But we'll see if he could get the move done on a track then as we go up the hill once again. Ludwig stays ahead of Pellegrino for now. Oh! Almost been a mistake from Pedro. I don't know how he kept the car intact, but that was an amazing save there. That kind of reminded me of Jared in South Africa. So here we go. We're seeing Pedro going into the distance. He's taking his Joker. Jogan massively ahead. Pellegrino's dropped off of them. Pedro's in 3rd. He's jumped Pellegrino. So don't know what's happened to Pellegrino in the Mini. But let's follow Pedro then as he's right on the back of Ludwig. Jogan's pulled away. Whereas Pedro had a massive Joker lap, which was impressive, I must say. So Jogan's going to come across the line. He's going to win the first race of the night. Who's going to get second? It's going to be tight. Ludwig gets second. Only just. Pedro gets 3rd. Pellegrino gets 4th. When TB has got disqualified. Not quite sure what happened there. It'll be interesting to find out what happens coming up soon. So Jogan, brilliant. I did predict Jogan was going to do brilliant, and he did. So well done to him. He's got the first glory of winning the first stream of the evening. Well, first stream? What are you on about? First race of the evening. And let's see how the other lobby does soon as well. And I was meant to get the wrong intro. There we go. I got that eventually. I wasn't meant to do that, but there we go. So we are about to move on to our next lobby. And it is, so they're meant to be 4, not 5 laps. Okay, so we might have to do this again. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't not expecting to be 4 to be 5. Never mind. Oh well, but there we go. So I need to actually check on the forums which lobby we are joining next. So apparently we do have a bit of a delay in the schedule, but not entirely sure about that. It would help if I get the right link as well to find out which lobby I'll be joining next. So it would help if my phone decides to load, please. Thank you very much. But I was quite shocked about Pedro, actually. I thought Pedro taking the Joker was a bit of a risky move. He took the Joker at the last minute, but actually it paid off for him. So fair play to Pedro. So who have we got next in race? I thought we're having 2 races. My bad. I guess they skipped that. So, without further ado, I will get 2 people in the chat. I'm going to unmute myself in the commentators chat. And I'm going to I should have paid attention to the schedule. I thought we were having another race in hell, but obviously not. So, yeah. So we're gonna get some interviews with some people. I think we're only gonna probably get 1 interview from someone. Not entirely sure. So I'm gonna drag. It is Itza, but unfortunately we didn't stream his stream. So we're just gonna see what his race was like and ask him how it was, so we could possibly do a bit of audio representation on how his race been. We'll see a bit of his race later on. Let's see when his race is being brought. He's actually racing next in the stream, which is in Catalonia. So that is when his race is gonna be. And it would help if I still got desktop unmuted. That's all right. That's good news. That is good news. Is Itza going to join the Ready for Interview box? No, he is not. I don't think. It's changed because people cancelled. Okay, that's why we're only having 1 race per circuit. Okay, that's good news. Right. We do have it's a waiting in a voice channel somewhere, but not in the Ready for Interview box. So I have to go all the way up to drag him. Yeah, it's a go in the Ready for Interview box, because otherwise I'll have to find an awkward way of trying to get you in there. Oh my god, how do I do this? Oh, this is annoying. Scroll up. Oh, I think I've got it. There we go. We have John, also known as Itza, in the commentary box for his interview. How are you doing?
Doing okay, actually. I hope the audio's okay. I've just set it up in 5 seconds. But yeah, the first race, we've just had it there with I was in Serene's lobby, and it was an interesting race. I don't think anybody made it past turn 1 without some sort of incident.
So obviously your race wasn't streamed. So tell us how the race was like, because everyone didn't make past turn 1. How did you cope with the obstacles?
Well, see, when there's 5 cars that all want to go on the racing line, somebody's going to lose out. That's just the way it works. And unfortunately, it was Serene and myself. So we, standard Rallycross stuff at hell. I guess I didn't see it from my perspective, but I guess somebody tried to joker and just clipped one of our cars, and then it was a pinball effect, I think.
Yeah, and how much practice did you get actually going into this? Because you didn't know about the the tracks to begin with. So were you just hoping your favourite tracks came up, or?
If I'm quite honest, I've spent the day fixing PC issues as yesterday my graphics card decided to pack up. So I've got maybe 2 laps practice, which is great. I mean, that's what a test event is for. So it leads to some interesting turn ones where you miss the braking zone by about 100 meters, put it that way.
Yeah, and where did you finish in your first race that you just done? Because obviously we don't know where you finished.
Somehow I finished first, mainly
Wow.
to Serene spinning out. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, I was surprised. I managed to get my act together by lap 3 and I think I did 2 overtakes or something. But anyway, it was a really good race, really interesting race.
Yeah, and we're obviously in Catalonia next, the race we're actually being streamed. How are you feeling about that race? Are you going to carry the momentum going?
I don't think I've done a competitive event at Catalonia, so I'm not sure of my pace. Turn 1 is deadly there because you've got a tyre barrier on the inside, so I think it's more about surviving turn 1 and then sort of seeing where you're at in the race. It's a very difficult track to overtake at, and generally wherever you come out after the Joker is where you stay for the rest of the race. So it's all about that turn 1.
And are you looking forward to race 3 where the heavy rain is coming or not?
Well, with my track history, I've tended to favour conditions where it's been at least a bit damp. So yeah, I think it'll be a good race. Obviously, we're in new cars now, so the setup isn't dialed in and we're not used to the cars, so it'll be very interesting.
Thank you very much, John. We'll probably speak to you at the end of the event to hear your thoughts about how your other 3 races have gone. Good luck in the second race. Hopefully you don't die.
Thank you ever so much. Hope so.
Right, I'm in the wrong box. I'm going to get in the right box so Jack can come in, and I'm going to drag him into the box. Don't know why he can't see me, but I'm going to drag him in. He's live, I think in a hotel, but he's still committed to joining me today. So I'm going to drag him in. There we go. So joining me live from the west of Ireland, it is Jack. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. When I say the west of Ireland, I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. But my 4G works, so I'm back.
Yeah, that's good news. You watched the first race. How was it? How was it for you? How were the drivers performing in your eyes?
Pretty much as expected. I was expecting Jogan to be up towards the top because I know he's been doing a lot of work for the Swedish Rallycross Championship, which is coming up very, very shortly as well. So he's going to be in his new team colours as well, TP No Control, not TP No, hashtag No Control, TP driving for them as well as Rennie Sutton's as well. So performing really, really well in the Peugeot. I would have thought more would have gone for a different choice of car, but it looks like the Peugeot is once again the top choice in the brand new 2019 Supercars. But a very strong car around hell, so as expected, I would have thought that Jogan would have taken the top honours, and so he did as well. Isa showing his pace again, of course now a privateer after leaving Veloce Esports, so he's now on his own, but still just as fast as he was as well. I believe Nigel suffered a spin during that as well.
Yeah, he did.
So there was others that maybe didn't get quite to show it, but Hell is unique in the way that it doesn't quite provide the side-by-side racing. It's just follow your line. So we've got a couple of more tracks coming up as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the drivers handle it. It is just pre-season, of course. There are some drivers missing as well, so there's still plenty to come. And excited to see how things are going to pan out for race 2.
Yes, indeed. It is Catalonia, I believe, next. Yes. Yep, it is. I haven't got I've got the right stuff going on. So in this lobby, we have got Nigel, we've got Idza, we got a stat lobby. We got Jogan, we got Primero, and we got Kevin. I haven't heard of Kevin, actually. I think he's new to AOR in general, but it must be very hard joining a league, not knowing the drivers or the people in it, and possibly a new format as well.
Yeah, it's always tough to jump into a brand new championship, especially of a caliber of the dirt leagues. You've got pretty much the majority of the people who competed in the Dirt World Series are competing with us, which is brilliant. We always love to have new people joining us as well. Kevin joining us from a long way. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's joining us from all the way from Colombia.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, so he's a long way across the world. Of course, we had a number of drivers competing from the other side of the world. Spikey as well, competing from the US. So my 4G is working. I'm actually in a lobby. That is fantastic.
Wow.
So I'll be able to join the commentary.
Yay! I'm not alone this time. That's good. That's good. So I need to actually spectate. That will be helpful. There we go. So very, very, very quick lobby, I believe. So it's going to be hard to predict who is going to win. Nigel and Itza were quite close in the first one, but Serene Logic had a little bit of a spin. Yogan's in there as well.
I'm liking this lobby. I'm really liking this lobby. Nigel and John, of course, they've raced each other for a long, long time in the Dirt Series, and as well, Johan as well, very, very quick. Ludwig as well. Man, poor Kevin has got his work cut out with four of the fastest drivers on this game, all in the Peugeot as well, apart from Nigel, of course, who is driving the Mini as well as Izza. So the Mini as well has shown itself to be an extremely quick car in certain places. So interesting to see how these two will fight it out between. It's always brilliant seeing Nigel and John fighting it out. But this is the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. You might know it from the F1 calendar, but we've taken it over for Rallycross. So it is down in Sector 3 in the S section before you come onto the last corner, and then we go back the way we came. So your lineup is 2 Peugeots, 2 Minis, and a Mark 8 Ford Fiesta. So a little bit of mix-up here.
Yeah, so I think a bit more of a mix-up than last time. It's great to have a little bit of a balance, as the Peugeot was a popular car in the last lobby. So good to see. I like the Minis. It's one of my favourite cars in general. So it's nice that John and Nigel have opted for the Minis, and we got Kevin in the Ford as well. I find that the Ford is quite hard around this track. So Kevin's got his work out, but you never know. He might prove us wrong today.
Yes, indeed. The Mini will tend to struggle off of the line, whatever way the gearing works. So you will see that the Peugeot will probably get the jump, unless Izza and Nigel have managed to sort out the gearing. Because a lot of these drivers tend to launch the car in second gear, because it's just shifting from first to second is an unnecessary evil with the amount of torque that these cars produce. So you'll see that. So Jogan in the Peugeot, Mr. Kevin, brand new driver, his first race, and he's up against these guys in the Ford Fiesta Mark 8. Ludwig Rossibo in the Peugeot 208. Then we have John Harris in the Mini and Nigel Crusse in the Mini as well. This is going to be a great one. And it's only pre-season testing, but tell them that.
Yeah, we've seen some great action already in the first race, and obviously the other races that weren't going on, there probably was some great action as well. So I'm looking forward to this. We haven't streamed Catalunya on this channel before in Rallycross, and I'm looking forward to it, if I do say so myself. So we're just waiting for Jogan to ready up. Here we go. So I can't remember who I'd chosen to follow for this the start. I think it's Izza. I can't remember, but I'll wait until we go on the start line.
Well, Nigel and Izza are sandwiching the grid. You got the 2 Minis on the outside, then the 2 Peugeots, and then the Fiesta right in the middle of Mr. Kevin. So I believe I'm actually following Mr. Kevin right in the middle in the Sebastian Eriksson liveried Ford Fiesta. But we're about to go for 4 laps of Catalunya in pre-season testing. Let's get ready to go. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Let's find out. 90-degree left-hander as the ready-to-race light comes on, and away we go again. The green light glitch hits us once again, and I believe it is going to be Nigel or is it to lead into turn 1? Contact behind one. Any Minis gets punted around. Nigel is spun around again in race 2, and Izza leads from Jogan and Ludwig. Mr. Kevin is 4th, and Nigel, after that spin and a little bit of contact, gets punted all the way to the back. But it is Izza who leads after turn number 1.
Yeah, it's a shame for Nigel. He's not having any luck in this lobby, is he? But luckily the points do not count for tonight's race, so he could just focus and worry about what is happening around him, and he could get his out of tweet for when we visit Catalunya a time again. So Kevin has taken the Joker already. Everyone else has not taken the Joker. We got Jürgen very close to John up front, so Jürgen really proving a force. Both winners from Hell, so really force to be reckoned with here today as they're going to go up the jump then towards the Joker. Let's see if anyone's going to take the Joker here. Jürgen committing to that jump once again. I think both of them are not. No, they're not. There we go then.
Yep, so Isa and Jürgen, Ludwig Rossibo in third place, so he's going to hold on to the Joker lap. If you missed it, is just after the jump, and it is a brilliant Joker merge. They come flat out up the top of the hill, and it always works itself out in the left-hander. But yeah, Jürgen keeping pace with John Harris up ahead, doing a really, really good job there in that Peugeot. So if I wouldn't be surprised if Jürgen dips into the Joker. Now, I would imagine that they tend to do what he doesn't do in Rallycross. So if Isa does not go to the Joker, expect Johan Lundqvist to dive into the Joker this lap to try and get the jump. Let's see what it does. Is he going to dive to the Joker? No, he's not. He's going to wait till the end. So they're just going to race it out between them, which is fair enough. And Isa seems to be building that gap anyways, up to 0.8 of a second. That Mini is incredibly strong at the hands of John Harris as well, a multiple world champion in the AOR Rallycross series as well, a quarter-finalist in the Rallycross as well. Johan didn't quite manage to qualify for the quarterfinals in the esports, but nonetheless, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with coming up into the next esport. I believe that Nigel has made his way past Ludwig Rossibo behind as well, so they're fighting it out between them as we go through. Yeah, Nigel is ahead now. Nigel is going to he's going to have some red mist because he did get turned around in turn 1 by somebody. Didn't quite see who it was, but Isa and Jürgen through the Joker, and nothing troubling them up there. Great drives from the both of them, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They're keeping the momentum from the first race into this race, but there can only be one winner. And it is up to John and Jürgen to really commit to it. They're really fighting for it. It's the final lap. They're putting up all the stops here, and it looks like John is going to win race 2 here in Catalonia. And Jürgen comes across the line in second, Nigel in third, and then we've got Ludwig fourth, and Kevin. We're waiting for Kevin now, and Kevin is going to come across the line in last place. But another superb performance from John Japp.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. He's shown his class out there in the Mini. So very, very close. It was only 0.2 of a second separating himself and Johan Lundqvist across the line. So Johan showing some great pace, and Nigel would have been up there only for that getting turned around in turn 1. Ludwig Rossibo finishes in 4th place, and Kevin rounds out in 5th place. So a great job, great bit of racing all around. Turn 1, you can always kind of expect that those kind of concertina effects coming through that 90-degree left-hander. It's extremely tricky to negotiate at the best times. It's very narrow, and especially on the exit, there's a tire bale waiting on the outside for anybody that gets hung out to dry by any other car. So it's really, really tricky. But a nice job from John Harris and Johan Lundqvist. So, of course, we are missing our reigning world champion, who's missing today. We're missing Lucas Mateja, who would have been obviously enjoying to join us, as well as Jared, as well as a number of drivers missing who just couldn't make it tonight, which is of course no problem, but of course they will be fighting for the championship hopefully when we come to the start of the season.
Yes, indeed. So the third race will be, we're going from Spain to France, so not very far indeed, so it's not much distance for the drivers to travel to get there. I believe it's near Brittany, I believe, so quite a trek for people that are not in Europe, but there we go. I was going to get John in for an interview again, but I'm going to wait until the end because otherwise it's going to be the John show. So I'm not going to do that. But there's a few arguments in the chat saying the Mini was good. It is good. John keeps winning the first 2 races. Of course it is. So yeah. So anyway, third race, it is going to be heavy rain around France. I'm never expecting heavy rain to be in France. I thought it would be in hell, but the organisers have chosen France. So what could you expect on this track, Jack?
Oh, Loillac, very, very fast, very flowing circuit. Great for some side-by-side action, but it does favour drivers who like to throw the car around. So it favours a certain driving style, but it is a fantastic circuit, great atmosphere around the circuit as well. It's always great to watch. So you got into turn 1, the drivers will head towards, it's a sweeping right-hander, into a left on the gravel, back onto tarmac again for a 90-degree right-hander, then back onto gravel again for a long right-hander, switching back onto tarmac again for the left and the final corner hairpin. So there's a mix of surfaces for this one, which throws up some challenges, and we got to be watching the inside of turn 2, because there's a set of bollards there that if you hit them, the car will stop dead. So hopefully we don't see anybody run into that.
Yeah, I hope not. So we are just waiting for everybody to join the lobby, and we're going to see who we are going to be spectating for the third race. We've got Nigel again, I believe. I'm just going to refresh just to see if we've got everybody there, because I do believe there's some drivers that are not here, but they might have not updated properly. So, oh, there we go. So we got, we got 5 drivers. So we got Nigel, we got TP again, we got John again. So they must be loving the John and Nigel show. We got Primero, and we've got our reigning rally champion Una Pankinen. I thought he wasn't going to race tonight because of military, but according to the schedule, he is racing. So we get to see a bit of him. Honestly, we did both speak to him at Autosport, and generally he was very happy that he won the rally. Obviously, he didn't make it to the finals of the Rallycross, but he took part in the rally and absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, we obviously got the chance to go to the Autosport show and see the final, and speak with all the drivers as well. But we got to spend some time with Una, and he's such a genuinely nice guy as well, which makes it all the better. Yeah, he will be. I'm not sure if he's actually racing tonight. We'll wait and see. But he is of course in the military, so but he will be joining us for some of the championship at least anyway. So he is the reigning Rally World Championship, 2-time reigning Rally champion. And so Nigel Crusoe with us again, Ludwig Rossibo, John Harris, and Thomas Poulsen, who is also a rally semi-finalist, if I'm not mistaken. Himself and Nigel were in the same race, if I remember correctly. And they had a bit of a serious fight between them for that 4th or 5th place, from what I remember. But yeah, they were all in that race, and they'll be racing once again in AOR. So we're basically having the Dirt World Series Part 2 in AOR.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see a lot of the AOR drivers in the semi-finals. I mean, we were cheering all of them, and obviously there was one guy who wasn't PC but also made it through to the semi-finals, and you did actually post something of his reaction to that. It was Wedley, and that was amazing. That was gold. But it just goes to show the drivers do take it seriously, and they really want this.
Yeah, indeed. I found that clip, stumbled upon it earlier on. I just thought it was brilliant, because it was actually myself and Wes and Signa. We spent about a total of 7 hours in a party. It's just going through setups and stuff. So it was an interesting experience. But anyway, the lobby is starting late because I didn't click spectate like an idiot. So there we go. And Nigel was just shouting at me on Steam. So sorry, Nigel.
Yeah, very sorry, Nigel. This time it wasn't my fault. But there we go. We are in Laureate then. So I haven't raced around. It is very, very tricky, but a very long Joker lap as well. And we got a lot of people using the minis, and I didn't see what cars they were because the drivers readied up very quickly. So I'm guessing we got a variety of cars this time, more than ever, because we only got 4 drivers, as Una is not here tonight. We've got them. Oh, the first time we got the Renault. So Ludwig, I think, was in the Peugeot in the first race. So I'm guessing he wanted to opt for the Renault. But again, they can choose their car, but the final race, the car that they choose for that final race will be the car they race in. So I'm guessing he wants a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, the Renault was the dominant car in the 2018 set of cars, but it doesn't seem to quite have it this time. But so it'll be interesting to see how he manages the Renault. TP, of course, in the Peugeot, and then Isa and Nigel in the Mini. So yeah, we do have a mix-up of cars. It's going to be interesting to see what car performs around here. You would expect the French cars to do well around the French track, but we'll see. Joker lap is going to be on the exit of the first hairpin, and it is almost equal to the length of the lap time. So it will be interesting to see, because it's going to be a really cool merge. So here we go. It's a mini sandwich once again, with the Peugeot of Thomas Poulsen and Ludwig Rossibo in the Megane lining up alongside. So Isa right on the inside lines. They face towards turn 1. It's a very tricky turn 1. It's narrow. Let's see who's going to come out for pre-race 3. Let's see how we go. Ready to race, light on. Green, and away we go. It's an all-even start. Great start from Isa on the inside line. Ludwig Rossibo and the Megane trying to look around the outside. Thomas Poulsen and Nigel Kersey all the way around the outside, from the outside of the grid. It's a mini 1-2. Now Isa versus Nigel down the hill. They make contact as they run towards turn number 2. Can he get the... Nigel goes wide into the gravel trap. It's very, very slippy, and Isa comes out ahead after all of that. Shows you how tricky it is through that corner. They're trying hard. It's Ludwig Rossibo and Thomas Poulsen into the Joker as Nigel recovers from his little spin right there, but he's chasing Isa as they run uphill. A brilliant start from all of them. Very entertaining.
Yes, it was. Obviously, we've seen in the past how John and Nigel can fight it out. Nigel had a few spins in the first few races, but this is where we get to see what Nigel is really made of. Is obviously he hasn't had many mistakes so far, so that is very, very, very good to see, and maybe we could see a first win from Nigel in this race. It will be good confidence boost. Oh, very, very close between the both of all 4 cars actually, as Nigel and John take the Joker and they just get ahead.
Yeah, so they're just working together on the strategy right there, because they had to go in, or unless, because Ludwig Rossibo was looking quite threatening from behind in the Megane. The Megane looks quite stable here, but it's just not got the pace of the Mini. The Mini is really, really quick in the mid-corner speeds, and just see how they're throwing it through here. Thomas Poulsen off right, trying to look up the inside. Ludwig Rossibo, he gives him just a big squeeze to the barrier, and he's into the barrier in the background. He just scrapes it a little bit. This just shows you, Rallycross is a contact sport, so you do not have to leave. You can leave it. You have to leave space, but you can put them in the wall just a little bit. A little cheeky look to the wall, but Ludwig trying to look up the inside of Nigel here as they run to lap 4. But Isa, can he go 3 from 3? He's looking really, really spectacular in this Mini.
Don't forget, he was the Dirt 4 World Champion at AOR quite a few times actually. Oh, TP really fine with Nigel, and Ludwig has spun. So he's now in last place. Very, very, very tricky there, and very heart threatening, I believe, so that was a bit of a shame. But we've got John and Nigel up front, and it's John that wins once again, with Nigel in second, TP in third, and Ludwig still racing. That's gonna be a huge disappointment for him. He was running so well until that point.
Yeah, it looked like just a move from Thomas Poulsen up the inside. It was just door-on-door contact. Ludwig all the way out to the outside into the wall, and punctures the left front. Unfortunate for him. But again, Isa in P1. Great battle between himself and Nigel, and who's only about a second and a bit, 2.2 off the back in these wet conditions. So the Mini looking really, really good, and Thomas Poulsen third, Ludwig Rossibo in fourth. So that is race number 3, and I believe we have one more left to go.
Yep, we do, and it's a track that I can't even pronounce. So, and Sig said I pronounced it wrong in the stream, but I don't really care. It's in Latvia anyway. I'm just going to say it's in Latvia, but I've never came across this track in a dirt rally at all, so I'll be interested to see how these guys will approach it in the final race, and we're in for another good lobby for the final race, which should be interesting.
Yes, indeed. So, just looking, Isa setting the fastest time across all of the lobbies.
What a surprise!
So it was. It was very quick times from our lobby right there. They were the top 3. They're the top 3 across all the lobbies. Nearly. Jogan winning his one. So, interesting to see, just looking at the timing sheets here. Interesting to see that Rennie Sutons and Vladislav Denov have opted for the Renault Clio, which we haven't seen. The Renault Clio, which is another GCK machine. GCK Academy ran it last season. But of course, GCK Uncorrupted will be running it this year in the in FIA World RX. So it's an interesting little car. It's like a little Megane, exactly. But it'd be interesting to see if it makes an appearance here as we head to Vikernieki in Latvia, which is the purpose-built rallycross circuit in Latvia, and was the site of the Dirt World Series Rallycross semi-finals. So these guys will know it very well. Nigel and Thomas Poulsen should know it very, very well indeed anyway, as will Lucas Mateja and Una Pankinen. They were all in that race.
Yeah.
So let's see who we got for this next one.
I think the only driver that we haven't seen tonight is Ferger, Sig. Everybody else we've seen in at least one lobby. We got Pedro back and we got Kevin back. So that is good. We haven't seen what Sig is capable of. Sig has really had really good starts, but usually she hasn't capitalised on that. What does she need to do in order to capitalise that start into the win?
Consistency, really, and also not looking in your mirrors. That's actually a really key part of Rallycross. Is everyone's so close together and the races are so short, and you don't have time to look at your mirrors. You got to drive by feel nearly. And she's just congratulated me for not butchering the name.
Yes.
Vikernieki. There we go. So we have Sina Larsen, we have Pedro Silva, Kevin, Johan Lundqvist, and Thomas Poulsen, all with us in this lobby in Latvia, which is an interesting little circuit. It's almost like a street circuit, but how narrow it is in certain parts of it. Not much place to overtake. Maybe down in the first hairpin is an opportunity. Into turn 1 you could possibly do it as well, but the Joker merge is where it really happens. You can see it dives to the inside and it just merges on the last corner. We saw the PS4 Dirt World Series semi-final come down to that last corner with Alexander Hughes just beating Quentin Dall'Olmo to that last spot that time. Even though we still got to see Quentin, I think he was wanting to race in that final. His brother, of course, the world champion now. So Latvia has some serious memories for some of these guys, especially Thomas Poulsen, who raced here in the semi-final. So let's see who comes out on top in this one. Pedro Silva has showed some pace in previous rounds as well. He came very close to winning on one occasion last season. He just got pipped by, I believe, Lucas Bateja to that win. So he is capable. So 3 Peugeots, a Ford Fiesta and a Mini, driven by Cindy Larsen. Let's see how we get on.
Just waiting for all the drivers to ready up. It is the last race. Every single driver has been waiting for this moment. We haven't seen all the drivers today. There's been more drivers that have been racing tonight, but obviously we can't cover every single race. So it'll be interesting to see how the others have done and how they found their experience. And we are about to get ready as all the drivers are lining up for one final time this evening. And I'll be following Sig for the start.
Okay, Pedro Silva on the outside is going to be in that green car. Next to him is Johan Lundqvist in the other Peugeot. And then right in the middle of the grid is another one of the Peugeots. And I believe Sina Larsen second. And then on pole position will be Mr. Kevin in the other cars. Away we go. Again, the green light glitch strikes again. And it is Johan Lundqvist round the outside of the one, takes the lead ahead of Sina Larsen and ahead of Thomas Poulsen. Pedro Silva fighting Mr. Kevin in the background, who gets put in the wall in the background hard. And they all sort themselves out, but again, Johan Lundqvist round the outside. Sina Larsen now with Thomas Poulsen up the inside. The 2 Danes fighting it out as they go through the hairpin. There's contact between them, but Thomas Poulsen comes out ahead of her and they run through here, but it is Johan Lundqvist who gets the jump on him, and a spin for Pedro Silva in the background as well. A little bit messy, but Johan Lundqvist with the jump and Thomas Poulsen now chasing.
Yeah, that is amazing to see. 2 from the No Control gang are at the top, so you can tell they're working together. Jogan, I'm not surprised that he is up front, as he's shown real class in this evening's proceedings. Obviously, he won one race, the one we've seen in the first race, and he really wants to win the final race to bring it all home and show that he has confidence this season. Signe Larsen, she is the only person to take the Joker so far. Everybody else deciding to opt to take the Joker towards the end of this race.
Yeah, of course, Johan in his brand new No Control colours as well, just signed for the team this week. And it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. Of course, he's in capable hands with Rennie Sutton's at the head of that team, and in teammates with Thomas Poulsen and the other Silva as well. So we've got two drivers with the surname Silva in this race. We've got No Control Silva and Pedro Silva, of course, the WERT colours. But Johan Lundqvist in control out front. The teammates aren't going to do anything too stupid here, but it is going to be interesting to see how they get on through the course of the season. But again, they're prepping, of course, for the Swedish Rallycross Championship, which is being run very shortly as Thomas Poulsen gets in the wall in the hairpin. We saw that in the semi-final as well. Plenty of drivers falling victim to that, and Thomas Poulsen into that wall. Now he's got a gap ahead of Pedro Silva, but he's not going to be happy with that.
Nope, he is not. That is a huge mistake. That if that was the semi-finals, that may have costed someone's chance of actually making the final. So TP will absolutely be gutted about that. But that's going to allow Pedro to really start to close in, and Yoga to have a really comfortable lead in this race. He already is so far. TP has been forced to take the Joker then. That is a bit of a shame, but I'm guessing that would help him. Oh, Sig, very, very close. Has got ahead of Pedro then. But TP still ahead of Stephen Lawson then in third. Yoga will have to take the Joker on the last lap, but he's 10 seconds up the road, so that's an easy win for him, surely.
Beautifully done in the hairpin there from Lundqvist into the Joker lap. 90-degree right-handed and over the jump, flick the car to the right-hand side as they've run over here then into the last corner. He's got no trouble from anybody behind. It's another win for Johan. He gets in the wall of the exit, just a little wall tap, and across the line. Race 4 goes to Johan Lundqvist, pitches the car into donuts over the line. Then Thomas Poulsen will round out the grid in second place, and Signe Larsen getting chased by Pedro Silva, who has to go into the Joker. So through they go, and I think Pedro's going to give us some donuts on the corner. Yes, he is. Good boy, Pedro.
Yay!
Some donuts at the end of the race right there. Nice job from him. It's almost become a little tradition here. The last driver has to do donuts.
Yeah,
so,
that is good. Oh, Kevin retired. That's why we only had 4 drivers.
Yeah, he retired on lap 1 after contact with Pedro. His car was left dead on the inside, but it is Johan Lundqvist for #NoControl ahead of his teammate Thomas Poulsen, then Signe Larsen, Pedro Silva, and Mr. Kevin last place as a non-finisher. And that's pre-season pretty much done.
Yeah, it is. We've got No Control 1-2. Rene, who's watching along, you'll probably be really happy of his team's performances today, and that's going to help them in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, brilliant job from everybody involved. Hopefully it's a bit of a warm-up when we go to the first race. I believe the first race is where we saw one of the final races happen in the Dirt World Series. It's Lydden Hill in England, my home country. Actually, I'll go through the calendar in a minute, and we are going to get John in the interviews once again, because John has been absolutely dominating the pre-season races. Hopefully he could dominate like he's done before. Maybe we could see Seb, Mickey and Jogan and Jared as well challenge as well, because we haven't seen Jared and we haven't seen Lucas Mateo yet. So I wonder. John has had it easy today, but it's going to be a lot harder when the likes of Lucas come into the fold, because obviously Lucas won last season.
Yep, just an interesting thing to note from that last race, which could be interesting going forward. Johan Lundqvist, fastest of everybody. Faster than Isa by 1.2 seconds. So that could be interesting. But again, the Peugeot's very strong around Latvia, so that's not to take away anything from Johan, but that's a really great pace from him. So we've got an interesting season coming your way.
I can't wait. I want the season race to kick off now, but I'm guessing they have a long time to practice, so I'm guessing this is a bit of a warm-up for them. So for one final time this evening, we have the only one who's been wanting an interview in the box. It's John again. Welcome back, John.
Hello again.
So a pretty good night from you all round. You've been winning pretty much nearly all the races. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, it seems like I'm back in Dirt 4, to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, the switch to the 2019 cars suits me a lot better. I feel a lot more in control compared to last season. The Mini has a serious lack of pace in the wet, though. It was so difficult to handle. I'm not sure if it was apparent on the live stream, but we were fighting for grip out there, both Serene and myself. So that's some cause for mild concern ahead of the season here. But yeah, it was good racing. You know, the guys raced cleanly in general, and I think there's some really fast people that are new here, and obviously some returning people that are very fast as well. Some of them who didn't participate tonight, but generally it's looking really, really well. It's going to be a close season, put it that way.
Yeah, so John, you did really well tonight. But what are your own expectations for your own season? For the of course, you've won the championship before, really competitive season, as you said. What are your own hopes for this season?
To survive turn 1. If I do that, I'm doing well.
Excellent.
Well, to be a bit more serious, I don't know really. Obviously, a lot of my focus this year is on the WRC esports, so my time's kind of limited, but I'm hoping to get some good results, maybe a win here and there. The championship may not be out of reach, but yeah, we'll see. It depends on the first couple of races.
And are you expecting, because obviously a few people weren't here tonight, are you expecting the likes of Lucas and obviously we've got Yuno as well to challenge for wins as well as you, because they must be really tough competitors?
Yes, I do expect them to be right there pace-wise. Some part of me thinks that they may not have shown up tonight just to hide their pace a bit, but yeah, it's going to be very close. They're both seasoned drivers, both AOR winners in multiple championships. What more do you have to say to name them as competitors, to be honest?
Yeah, I agree. And what is your favourite track on the calendar that you're looking forward to the most this season?
Oh, it's got to be Hell, because it's. I mean, yeah. Every time I say that is so funny, but yeah, it's just the perfect track. It's got a great turn 1 that sort of not death every single time. There's lots of places for overtaking, lots of different lines, and it just creates great racing. So yeah, it's a great track, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Good luck for 2 weeks' time, John, and we hope to see you in more racing in the future and possibly on the top step once again. Well done for tonight. You did awesome.
Thank you ever so much.
Next week on Conversation Street.
Oh, we've got the No Control team in the ready for interview box. Shall we get both of them in?
Let's
get TP. Let's get TP, and then we'll get Rene's thoughts, I think, afterwards, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drag him in. Oh, we caught him mid-flow. Sorry about that. Well done on your races so far tonight. Tell me your thoughts on this evening's proceedings.
Please come again.
Tell me your thoughts on tonight's races. So obviously the first 4 races you did pretty well. The ones that we've seen. What were your thoughts?
Well, I definitely need to learn the layout of this event here, and then yeah, I have some difficulties on the car and so on, but basically it ended up well. I think it was a very good event.
So obviously you've got a brand new teammate in Johan. How have you two been working together? How's he settling in?
Well, he felt right at home actually. Basically the same speed and so on, and he got the same what do you call it, mentality like us others, that we're in here for of course to do it the competitive way, but also to have a fun time.
Yeah, and so of course you're brand new in the AOR Rallycross Championship. What are your own expectations for your own season?
Well, I'll take it a little mixed up, I think. I'll take it as a beginner. Like, I need to know how this works. Of course, if you saw that I lost the first race because I was waiting on the Discord. Very rookie mistake.
Well.
So and then I need to work on the car also and so on. So, but my expectation is that maybe if I'm lucky, then maybe a top 5 or something, and then I'm pretty good.
And I said it to John, I'll say it to you as well. What track are you looking forward to racing this season?
Oh, I think maybe Barcelona. I've in other games I've been very good there, so I'll hope that I will do good there also.
And who would you say out of all the drivers tonight that you race with is going to be your biggest rival this season?
I don't know if it's gonna be Sharing Logic, because I've raced him in the World Series and I know that he can be extremely fast. And maybe Jogan, because he's just fast.
Yeah, we've seen that tonight actually, and he surprised us all and he did really well. So speaking of no control, we may as well get your team boss here as well to see his fault. He's also racing in the Rallycross as well, so we'll get him in. So hello Rene, how are you doing? Oh, is he there?
Great.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hello. And seeing your team's performances earlier on tonight, you must be pretty thrilled.
We are from low control, so we used to run at some of the top levels, so that's why we entered this championship to measure us with the absolute top of the world and see where we stand.
Yeah, so I asked this question to Thomas just there, but you've just signed Johan to the team. How has he been settling in?
He's such a good rider, so it's great to have him on board. So I think we have a pretty strong team for the team championship, and let's see how the season will develop in the coming races. So for me, I'm running private, so it's kind of strange that the team manager of the no control team is running private.
So, what would be the team's objective for the season? Would it be to go for the World Championship, or is it going to be just taking things slowly and settling in?
It depends how the season will develop in the first couple of races, and we can see where we stand in the championship team-wise. And if there is an opportunity to go for a championship, of course we will go for it. But if we are, let's say, third in the team championship of second, we're also pleased. So we are here to have fun. That's the main thing.
And what is your favourite? What is your favourite track that you're gonna race with?
I have several favorite tracks that I like. I like Hullius, of course, Hell, also Little Hill. It's more the old-fashioned RX tracks that I like. So I'm an old-fashioned guy, so I like the old-fashioned tracks.
And who will you say your biggest rival is?
Myself.
Yourself. That's a good answer. That is a good answer, because usually you got to beat yourself, because otherwise, I'll say that. That's good. So well done to you and your team, and we may as well get your newest recruit in the chat as well. He's waiting.
Right.
So here we go. Johan, you there?
Hello.
So really strong performance from you and the start of a brand new team as well. How does it feel to have your teammates behind you and produce some strong performances?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really fun. We have practiced a lot before, and we're all pretty competitive and looking forward to a great season.
Yeah, so just before you came in, Rene and Thomas were talking about how slow you were. But so of course you're a regular in the AOR Rallycross Championship. We all know you very well. So what you of course just joined No Control. So what are your own expectations for the season? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get the podiums as I did in the public events. I think I have a lot better pace this season. compared to the others. So yeah, and obviously the goal is to get the Constructors Championship with the team. So.
And I think I already know the answer to this, but what's the track you're most looking forward to driving this season?
Yeah, I think you know that.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
It is Helios. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Swedish bias.
But, I do like the Latvia as well. But yeah, Helios by far my best one.
And of course, this season we're moving from the 2018 cars to the 2019 cars. How was the transition between those cars? Because I know they are quite different, but I think the Peugeot has remained quite strong.
Yeah, it is. I haven't really given every car a proper chance yet. I've mostly gotten used to the 2019 Audi because that's the car I really like. But with the new team, we have to use the same car everyone, so I had to go with a Peugeot this time. It is I'm still struggling with the setup, etc. And I think it's shown on the most of the tracks. I have a lot of understeer and can't find the balance of the car yet, but I will give it some time.
And I would say the best of luck for the whole of your team this season. Have you decided a car that you're going to race for the rest of the season after your performances tonight, or are you just going to give us some waiting space until the 28th?
No, we have already signed up. It's going to be the Pug.
Oh, yes, yes.
It's going to be fun.
Yes. Good choice. A lot of people going for the Pug, actually, so it's a popular car. So it'll be interesting to see how you perform against the other guys. And I wish you, Rene, and obviously TP, good luck for the rest of the season. You started off strong, and hopefully you'll continue strong.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just I think for our own sake, I think we're all glad that we don't have a McGann Fest again this year. So it's good to see some mix up in the cars. But unfortunately, I think that's gonna be all from us for tonight for pre-season. And as Jess said, the 28th of March is when we get underway for round one of the AWAR Rallycross Championship. All streamed live on the Apex Online Racing channel, so make sure you are subscribed to keep up with all the action, turn notifications on, and keep yourself all updated. My Wi-Fi has held strong, so
Yay! That's good. Yeah, we were a bit. I was a bit worried, to be fair, but there was no. I think it was better than your normal internet, so that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we end the stream, I'll give you a quick rundown, if I can get my phone in check, of what's... I can't see the calendar. That is not helpful. Because I'm looking at the wrong bit of the forum. I'm looking at the PC forums and not the general forums. There we go. But I know we're starting in Lydden Hill in 2 weeks' time, which is a really great track. And then we'll be in Spain for round 2 for the Catalunya, like we saw tonight. Portugal for round 3 in Montalegre. I think I butchered that name wrong, but oh well. For round 4 will be in Belgium. Cirque Jules Take. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Just say Meta. It's easier.
Meta. I'm reading what Nigel put in the thing. Round 4 we're in Belgium. Meta. Round 5 in Latvia. Round 6 we're in Hell. Round 7 we're in Estrin in Germany. Round 8 we're at Johan's favourite circuit, Hoyers in Sweden. Round 9 we're in Silverstone in the United Kingdom. Round 10 we're in Abu Dhabi. Round 11 we're in Canada in Grand Prix de Trois Rivières. Round 12 we're in Loyac, like we've seen today. And the final round will be in South Africa with the Kalani International Speedway, where it played host to the second pre-season event. So all races that we've seen in Dirt Rally will all be contested in. So this is going to go all the way until July. It is a long season, but this should be a very exciting one.
Yeah, I absolutely cannot wait. And to have the season finale in South Africa is just brilliant. If we can have an ending like the FIA World Rallycross Championship last year, then it'll just be fantastic. So I cannot wait. 13 rounds of pure Rallycross action coming your way live and uninterrupted on the Apex Online Racing channel. So keep yourself subscribed, keep notifications on, and we will see you all on the 28th of March for round number 1 live from Liddon Hill. So until then, for myself and Jess, it's good night, God bless, and see you on the 28th of March.
Bye.